Planet Coaster 2 released just over a month and a half ago, and it had loads of brand new features that we haven't seen before. You know, like the scenery brush and the custom animatronics you can make, and also, probably the best one of them all, the fact you can now attach scenery to your coaster trains. So yes, if you want to add a tree to your roller coaster, like I've done many a time, you can. But with that tool, you can make so many heavily themed coaster trains that you could never make in the first game. And after playing it for a month and a half already, I haven't really tried out that feature. I'm supposed to test the whole game out and I just haven't. Well, this is where my Ride to Happiness recreation comes in, of course, with the new Mack Extreme spinner coaster type that came in a controversial DLC. I thought I'd build a recreation of the Ride to Happiness, one of the best roller coasters in the world. No! And in today's episode, I am mainly going to be focusing on that custom train, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So be sure to watch till the end so you can see the final result, and also be sure to subscribe as well if you aren't already. We're on the run to 100,000 subscribers now, and we are so close. So if you do want to help towards that goal, it'd be greatly appreciated. Hello and welcome back to the Ride to Happiness recreation in Planet Coaster 2. Episode 2. We are back for another episode, although you already knew that, really. Obviously, the first episode did air straight after the live stream that I did. I can't remember what day that was, but it was the day the DLC came out. Obviously, a bit controversial, that DLC, because as much as it came out with a hot fix, like this huge update that fixed loads of stuff, there's still a lot broken with the game. So releasing a DLC at the same time as that, there was many people not too fond of it. I wish it was a free update, but we've spoken about that before. But that was the first episode, straight after that live stream, and I really enjoyed making the layout for the Ride to Happiness. And this time, we're doing something I haven't done really in the game before. As I said, the only sort of slight thing I've done with this is 13, when I built that recreation from Alton Towers, of course. I did actually build the sort of like front car. It had literally like a little thing coming out the top, an antenna type thing, and a front bumper at the bottom that was a different colour. And that is all the scenery I attached. I'm doing well there, aren't I? But yeah, considering that was literally like 2 scenery pieces attached per train, I definitely wasn't counting that as me using this tool properly, because this time I've added way more. You can even see the speakers in the seats that are on the real thing. Well, not in the seats, but sort of above the seats, angling down towards your ears. You can see them, and you also have, of course, this front car here, which right now it looks pretty bad, but I can't lie, I'm really happy with how it actually turned out in the end. From how I perceived it at first when I was building around this time, where you can just see the art shapes and stuff, I wasn't too fond of it. I was tempted to just stop, but I kept persevering. There you go, that's my quote of the day. If you're playing Planet Coaster 2 and you're building a train and it looked bad, don't give up. Either way, as you can see, I'm mirroring a few things here to sort of speed up the process, because originally I didn't actually know you could mirror these things on the trains. We saw it in the sort of promo and the live streams that Frontier did, but I never actually knew how to do it. So if you don't know, then you click the little cog icon that's on the right that I think I'm about to... No, I didn't click it. But there's a little cog icon right there that you can sort of, you know, change the symmetry of things, and you don't even have to duplicate it. It just goes straight across. So when you're placing new pieces that are symmetrical and you've got the mirrored option on, it just translates across really easily, and I love that. Saves a lot of time when you actually notice it, because I didn't at first. Something else I didn't notice at first, and I've only recently noticed, and you guys may have noticed it as well, is the amount of videos. This is about videos, not the Planet Coaster 2 mechanics that I didn't notice. The amount of these time-lapse videos in Planet Coaster 2 that I have been doing lately. Now, obviously, I don't know whether to you guys that is a good thing or not. You guys might like seeing these series and episodes, if that's the better word. You might like seeing these time-lapse videos, but at the same time, I don't want it to get repetitive and old, and something that it's sort of just like, okay, he's doing another time-lapse. Okay, he's doing another time-lapse video. What is going on? So I wanted to explain a bit. why there's been so much. First of all, of course, the game has only just released technically, so I think I've just been, you know, playing it a lot more. And especially number two, this is the second reason, probably the biggest reason, it's closed season. So what better to do than build some rides on this game? I know I usually do a lot of challenges and stuff, and I've still been trying to do them. But yeah, the third reason, I feel like I've just got too many projects on the go at the minute. So of course we have this, the Ride to Happiness recreation series, which after this episode there might be one more and then the POV will release. If that, there might not be another episode. I don't even know yet. That's how organised I am. Of course, we've got the Custom Park series, which will continue probably long into next year with how long it's taken already. And then also the Chessington Minecraft coaster, and probably one or two more that I've completely forgotten about. But there is a lot that I'm building at the moment. Obviously, the Chessington one, that'll be done in literally one more episode whenever that releases, and this one will be done in about the same. So hopefully, eventually, we'll go back to not too many time-lapse videos and a few more challenges. And I also do sort of want to make some like blueprint coasters, you know, like singular custom coasters that you could just whack in your park if you want to, obviously themed up and like got the queue line and everything. But I've had that idea for a while, and I'm tempted to do it, but I don't know. Leave your thoughts in the comments below on whether or not I should do some like mini-series stuff, like literally one episode where I just make an entire coaster and show you it right at the end with a POV and stuff, and put it on the workshop for you to download. I don't know if you'd like to see that, and if you would, let me know. I've realised we've gone this entire time-lapse pretty much not talking about the Ride to Happiness and the trains that I'm building, because this is quite a short time-lapse, even though it took about 2 hours. As you can see, putting some gears on the side. We have actually done the front sort of bar as well across the top, and the actual front of the front car. We've also put some sort of decals in, and I don't know, just made it look more like the Ride to Happiness. And like I've said multiple times in this video, I am very proud with how they came out. It took a long time to make, and I say a long time, it didn't take too long, but the amount of like back and forths of like the struggles trying to find the right pieces. I'm literally doing it here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just delete that in a second. It just looks awful at first, and then I do something and it works, and then I do something, it doesn't work. Oh, how about we go into the actual park and look at when it did all work and it sort of came together quite nicely. So here we are then, back in the Ride to Happiness area. I don't think it has a name really, so the land of tomorrow, but it's today. Either way, a quick few updates other than the trains that I actually worked on. I was going to show you in the time lapse, but I decided not to because it would make it even more painfully long. I have added draft custom supports. I say draft because, as you can see, it doesn't even link up properly up there, and there's too many flanges on it. It's sort of just a basis to, you know, I'm going to go back and change it. I mean, this one literally has a real support from the actual coaster going through it. So yeah, I need to sort it all out. Because as you can see as well, there are no supports on the loop and barely any on the banana roll, but I've custom supported this entire top hat section. Again, not fully, just enough. I will do it all properly soon. I've also added a little bit more sort of foliage and like actual area around here, so it actually looks a lot more sort of fitting into the landscape. Reprofiled some of the rolls and inversions on the ride, and I told you I'd try and work on it. I've started making the window up there from a distance. I'm pretty happy with it. It's one of those things, like last time, don't zoom in on it. It looks bad up close. But what we're going to do is we're going to get a shot of the trains in action. It might lag a little bit because for some reason the amount of scenery on the trains has been lagging out my computer quite bad. But there it goes. Out of the station. And yeah, they look a lot nicer for this ride specifically than the ones that the game has pre-built, because obviously they are trying to make them as basic as possible so they can be themed like this. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. There you go. And oh my god, did you see that lag trying to move with the train? Although I think it might be an optimization thing, because I've just clicked into a different camera mode and it's working completely fine. There's some things in this game that confuse the hell out of me. Yeah, here it comes around the lake right there. And yeah, get a nice close-up of that. I also reprofiled these last two airtime hills because I had a lot of comments saying about the fact it's a double up instead of a normal one, so I fixed that. But there you go. There are the trains in their full glory. And yeah, if we lean our heads outside of the station, we can get a good look of the trains on the brake run with the actual light of the sun, because if I look in the station, it's just pitch black. But yeah, as you can see, the seats, that was the first thing I customized, put the little speaker things in, changed it all to brown. And then we have the actual front of the train. Loads of little beams, loads of like, they're just more beams, I think. And the scaling tool really helped with this, because you can downscale a lot of these things by like 300% now. So I just did that, and it made for a lot better sort of actual scale on the front of this. Obviously on the side we have that cog there. Originally it was a lot bigger, so I just downscaled it slightly. And yeah, I'm very happy with how that turned out. Yeah, obviously this whole project is still work in progress, so there might be some updates to these trains, such as like the colouring or maybe just certain pieces eventually down the line. But yeah, I think the next episode you see of this recreation will be the last before that POV. So yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. See you next time for the finished version of the Ride to Happiness.